Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing some good old fashioned sub bro. We are playing RMP with tailbands. Person I play with quite frequently. Every now and then I either face him or I play with him. That being said, we have faced the most diabolical comps. You wouldn't think it was this bad, but almost 99% of the comps that we faced were hard counters. There was one or two regular comps. Everything else was warrior, 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 Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. Then it's like S play. It's like just the most broken stuff in the game. So it's like, regardless, I mean, we did win the games that we were supposed to win pretty easily. But when it came down to the other ones, it was like, it just came down to nothing but comp. That's the one problem with World of Warcraft still. It's still all based on comp, and if they have a better comp, even if they're like 1200 CR and they do absolutely nothing good, they just win. It's not really, you could be a rank 1 player, you'd still get absolutely farmed. It's just how the game works. That being said, anytime you face a wrestler druid, especially when they're cloning you, look for the saps. Because there's gonna be situations where they're so busy on cloning because they don't have to heal in the game. Because they've made wrestler druid into a class where you can't CC it and you can't damage out their healing. Like they have inevitable healing, they have unlimited. So you have to kill the druid. So anytime you face a druid, keep in mind, 9 times out of 10, you have to kill the druid. It's unkillable because you're not going to be able to outdamp. So here he clones me, and this is a perfect situation of getting a sap off. So he's, instead of healing his team and staying in combat, since his team is 100% because all he has to do is throw up 3 hots and they're full HP the entire game, we end up getting a really good sap into a really good stun. Anytime we're stunning the druid, we're stunning the ret so he can't sank immediately. That being said, again, we're really not doing anything. We have yet to really get really major cooldowns, but at the same time, we got Druid's Trinket. So the main goal is to kill Druid. Again, the main goal is, you'll see I type in go Druid, and this is how we end up dying. Because if you do not go Druid, they'll out dampen you. You won't out dampen them. Even though they should easily beat us. I mean, Cupid with the Rusted Druid should never lose to a Mage Rogue. But here we end up doing absolutely unhealable damage with the Mage, and just in the nick of time, we end up taking him out. I'm pretty sure he had lay on hands, but thankfully he didn't press it. Otherwise, the game was over. He might have used something beforehand, but that's a perfect example of a game where we shouldn't win. A lot of these games, most of the games that we have on here, if they involve an Ellie, a hunter, or a shaman, or even a druid, really almost anything counters this comp because we're playing arcane sub, and it's just not that good. So here we got Cupid, another comp that we face consistently on end. We probably faced it about 10 times during the queue session, which is a lot for 2K through 2200. So here we end up getting a sap here. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get CC'd immediately. You're going to get disoriented, stunned, it's everything. They're going to put every CC that's possible, and that's just how it goes. So here we Trinket. We're going to immediately restun the healer, or blind the healer, really good blind. We get Pet Sack, we get Guardian, we get Trinket. We try to bomb saps just in case we get it. Instead, we cheap shot, so we end up getting lay on hands. So again, we're just getting a lot of cooldowns. We didn't get his Trinket, and we didn't get Bubble, but we did get pretty much everything else. Pretty much. We got Life Swap, we got all that good stuff, I think. No, actually, I don't even think we got Life Swap. I think he literally just topped them off with one heal, but it's whatever. It did look like he's on Forb, so he must have used Lay. My thing must not be tracking it for some reason. So here we do an opener. So when you're facing Cupid, for some reason, hunters are unkillable, so you have to go the ret. At least on your goes. Now, when it's off your goes, it differs, but you're gonna end up having to kill the ret. You used to be able to kill hunters back when they didn't have 6 walls and like 7 different defensive cooldowns. But now that they have this many defensive cooldowns and they're able to use it back to back to back, they just have wall every like 30 seconds. So it's like by the time you go them, they'll just wall your entire burst and you're not gonna kill them. So the main thing is going ret paladin. For some reason my stun just didn't want to go off. So here we do our opener. We're doing big damage. Even if it's a little bit DR, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is just getting our damage consistent. And all we're doing is when we have stun up, we're looking for stuns on the healer. My guy's trying to sheep off it. And then we're just stunning both the targets. Pretty much very simple. Keep a rupture up and you're just farming your shadow dance whenever you're not doing anything. It's basically all you can do. I've had numerous amount of games where I've literally not had dance. This should never be an issue. I should never have a problem. I should always have a dance available at all times. I should be able to use dance whenever I want. The fact that I have to wait 30 to 45 seconds for a dance is crazy. So here we end up doing a stun go. He ends up sanking. We get a DR sheep off that. So again, we end up getting sank. We ended up getting double trinket as well. So we got cooldowns. That's really the main goal. So the next go, the rest should be pretty much toaster oven. He has no bubble. He has no trinket. They got nothing. Even if he does have human trinket, by that time, it won't even matter because he won't be able to get his guy at the CC. So here we're getting ready for our setup here. So here we get, as hopefully we get dispel. So we get dispel. This is where the game should be over. It doesn't look like it is though. So yeah, he magic bomb. So again, everyone has 9 different cooldowns, so it's just a long process. This is kind of why Mob is the better version of WoW, because it's just trinket, main wall. That's all you got. You don't have 30 stuns, 30 walls, 30. You know, it's just you have your just one major CD and you got one trinket. That's all you get. But that's I wish it was like that now. It'd be a lot better of a game. So here we do our CC setup here. I smoke bomb late. Again, I have no shadow dance. Again, should never be an issue. But we end up killing DRing behind a pillar and we end up just taking him out with a good DB. You think he would die here, thankfully, and we kill him. We get a really good ice wall at the end there, and we end up taking him out. Again, another game where we should get absolutely obliterated. Just that comp in general is just so good versus mages, especially Arcane. This is another comp. Wrestler SP Arms War. There should be no chance we win this. SP counters Mage, Wrestler counters Mage, and then we have Warrior, which actually Mage technically counters Warrior, but then when you have the other two, it doesn't really matter. So here we end up doing our opener. Druid comes out without even a rake. This is how, like, play, bro. So here we end up going the Druid. We get his trinket immediately. Really good for us. Unfortunately, he has a bubble, so we have to watch out. It's just one of his 9 immunities that they, for some reason, gave us Druids. It's not good enough that they can't be sheeped, but now they get immunities. That's just wild. So here we're looking for Druid goes. We're also looking for Warrior. The reason we're not going SP is because they're unkillable. With 1 minute disperse, as RMP, you're trying to kill whatever you can the fastest you can. That's all you can really do. The Druid should die here, but we end up getting life swap. So he actually probably would have died. So here we get a blind for some reason. It just randomly breaks. Oh well, it is what it is. At this point, they have double trinket. Druid has nothing. The kill target is still the Druid. But my mage a lot of the times will solo the Warrior while I'm CCing the Druid. So here we're looking for those random saps because there are situations where you'll get them. So anytime a Druid pre-bears like that, just don't even go. Anytime a Druid's in bear form, just swap immediately. Because you will never kill a Druid from 100-0 with bear. It's not possible. They're pretty much immortal. So that's why we ended up swapping and we didn't go the Druid. So again, they pretty much have every cooldown come back up. It comes down to just pure luck. That's really all it is. It's just them messing up the trinket and then us having just enough damage to take them out. That's all it comes. It doesn't really matter how good we play. They have to mess up for us to win. That's what happens when you face a counter comp. So if you're ever like, bro, there's nothing I can do to win this, yeah, that's kind of just how it is. You're meant to lose. Because it's not skill matchmaking, it's comp matchmaking. So here, we end up going to go. Druid uses his 9th Immortal spec, so he can't die, can't be CC'd. Thankfully, he uses it while he's on DR. Any good Druid will wait until he's off DR to use it. Because now we get to go the Druid, or at least I get to CC him. And he's literally sitting in cat form right now. That's how broken the spec is. So here we go on the Druid. Unfortunately, my guy sheeped him. Usually that's not going to happen. Usually you're not going to land a sheep on a Druid without a stun or anything. So we ended up it was unlucky timing. So at this point, we're going to kill the Warrior, but we'll end up CCing the Druid. So I'll go the Druid. My Mage will do his full burst rotation. Now we're just waiting. We have to wait until the DRs are off. We're going to immediately stun the Warrior here and then swap to the Druid. So here we immediately swap. He ends up getting a DB ring. Normally, in normal circumstances, this guy would be dead here. But he ends up somehow just popping himself to full. Regardless, we're still looking for those Druid swaps. The Druid's off DR. We're ready to get on him here. So here we end up getting a full kidney. Even if it's only intervene, it's worth trying to get it here. So again, the Warrior's still dying. So while we're CCing the Druid, the Warrior's dying. We end up getting pretty much nothing, but still. Again, main goal is to kill Warrior, but Druid goes, 9 times out of 10 you have to kill the Druid. It just comes down to pure luck if you kill him or not. So here he ends up getting a tree form. This is, by the way, the 4th or 3rd tree form in the last minute and a half. Not even. So he's basically had 3 bubbles so far. So he finally comes off DR. This is where we pretty much would lose. But thankfully my guy bubble lays. At this point we kidney, we bomb him. My guy's soloing the Warrior. We immediately swap back with a stun and kill him. So you're always looking for those windows to kill somebody. because it can happen just like that. And as you can see, I'm running tricks with my mage. So while they're letting him free cast and they're going me, which they should never be doing, they should be going mage 9 times, like every time, or cycloning him spanning. The druid didn't cyclone a single time that match. That's how you know if it's not a very good druid or not. So here we're facing a really good comp, and it's also a rank 1 team, by the way. Rank 1 players at 2k ZR, maybe 2100. This is how hard it's gotten. You have rank 1s that are hard stuck 2100 CR. That's how difficult it is now. So here we end up getting block in the opener. I bomb late just so we can get that cooldown, because that's really our main goal, to get cooldowns in the opener. So we get his trinket, we get his ice block. Our main goal is to try to get something else. So we'll see if we get something else here. Now we're just going to throw up a rupture and feint. Again, we're using feint pretty much off CD the moment they start attacking us. Here I go, the priest. He ends up sheeping him on top of him while I'm going him. If I knew that, I think he saw that the guy intervened my cheap shot and he thought I was on him. That was kind of a mistake. So here we end up blinding the healer here. So we get trinket from him there, which is really good. Fortunately, we don't get blocked, but we do get trinket. So it's worth getting a cooldown. As long as you get a cooldown, it's always worth it. So here we end up getting an ice wall, which is theirs, which actually wasn't that great because they didn't have a stun. So it ended up being terrible. At this point, we just need one more CC chain. Now, theoretically, he should have another block, but for some reason, he decides not to press it, which again is another situation where it comes down to pure luck. Like, if this guy just click blocked, they would have won this game pretty much easily. It's not hard. Warrior Mage destroys Arcane sub. This is another situation. This is a very fast game, but this is the last game. Another situation where we just get lucky, and this is a counter comp. Elemental Shaman should never lose to a Mage. It's just impossible. There's there's just not possible. But thankfully, the guy ends up forgetting that he has cooldowns to be pressed. So he ends up die-buying the sword at like 20%, ends up getting taken out, and it's as easy as that. I bomb late, we get an ice wall. They didn't know what hit them, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. It's been X. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.